Hey, welcome to True North Strong and Free, the show that plays 100% Canadian independent music. There's a lot of really great music going on all across Canada all the time, and I'm really happy that I'm getting quite a few people sending in their music to Canadian100% at gmail.com for consideration for play on this show. It's magic. If you want your music considered for this show, please send me MP3s and a short description or bio to Canadian100% at gmail.com. So as always, the links where you can go to buy the music that is played on the show can be found on the videos that I put out on the True North Strong and Free YouTube channel and Facebook page. Again, go to True North Strong and Free on YouTube and Facebook to hear these episodes again, to get all of the links to where you can buy all of this music. And please, go buy the music from the artists personally. Get it from their Bandcamp sites, their websites. Go and buy the music from that you hear on the show if you like it. I know that I'd appreciate it and the artists would really love it. Going to start off today's show with some really great music from a performer from Saskatoon. Her name is Katie Tupper. Right down on Katie Tupper is this: beneath the painted hues and infinite prairie size of Saskatoon, a city in the heart of Canada, lies a soulful, creative spirit that proves there's much more to the so-called flyover provinces than grassland and grain silos. Katie is a 23-year-old neo-soul musician, embodies that spirit, and is determined to show there's an entire world of boundary-pushing, genre-defying artists at work within the often overlooked region of Saskatoon. It's wonderful stuff. It's very soulful. It's got a very laid-back groove to it. The sounds are kind of a bit of retro vintage stuff, which I really enjoy. Really great, gentle, soulful, nice, easy-going stuff. But with a little bit of grit and attitude too in the lyrics. Really good stuff here from Katie Tupper.
I love a high expectation. Meet me at the field. Know I'd love to see you. Your friends are my friends. Your clothes are my clothes now. I love a long anticipation. You pay a lot of money for therapy just to listen to me and repeat next week. It's got to get old, but I bite my nails and I always will. My little bad habit that I love to feel. I always wanna pull in to you, but I can't fall on my knees again. Gravel in my palms and now my jeans are tearing. And I can't follow your lead again. You cut me down, but I keep on crawling. We need some real conversations. You touch me just to cut it short, and I think that's on purpose. I think that you know it. So my greyhound, green grass, last chance, best case. It's so hard when you feel so good. I bite my nails and I always will. My little bad habit that I love to feel. I always wanna pull in to you, but I can't
Okay, great. Sweet stuff there from Katie Tupper. Coming up next is a fellow who sent me his music recently named James McAndrews. James has released something called the Ruby Carousel, which is really interesting. It's quite a long piece. It's actually what we used to call a concept piece, something that was often found in the world of progressive rock. It's a long piece of music that's kind of like a suite, and it has a connective story line that runs throughout the entire thing. James's write up on the Ruby Carousel is this: the Ruby Carousel is a song cycle in 2 parts, inspired by Patti Smith's 2010 memoir Just Kids, in which she documents her relationship with photographer Robert Mapplethorpe from the late 60s until his death in 1989. As in Smith's book, one of the central characters of the album is New York City itself. More than just set and setting, the city is depicted as a living, breathing entity, rasping and grasping its way to an uneasy and chaotic existence. Exploring themes of love, sex, addiction, death, and finally redemption, the 2 parts of the Ruby Carousel are meant to be listened to in one setting straight through on good quality headphones or speakers. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to play the whole thing, but I'm going to play you the first 10 minutes of the Ruby Carousel from James McAndrews. Really amazing stuff. Again, I love the whole thing of doing a larger descriptive story in music. And using elements of literature and using elements of even maybe classical music, because it's all drawn together in the way that a classical music suite is done. There will be parts that are repeated and a continuing storyline all throughout the entire piece. Here's a bit of the Ruby Carousel from James McAndrews.
Feet up on stone, an English hello. Na 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 na. Halls and closed, fingers and toes. Na 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 na. Dreams floating past, tapping the glass. Na 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 na. Butterfly wings, suck it, sing.
All right, cool stuff from James McAndrews. That's the Ruby Carousel, or a segment from it. Coming up next, we've got Lena Alemano. Lena Alemano is a Canadian trumpeter, improviser, prolific composer, and band leader with an active international career, performing and recording cutting-edge contemporary music primarily in experimental, conceptual, improvised, and jazz settings, but also working in a wide array of other genres. Born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta, Alemano moved to Toronto in 1993. She is educated in both classical and jazz trumpet and specializes in extended technique on her instrument. Alemano now splits her time between the music scenes in Berlin and Toronto, and she runs her own internationally acclaimed record label, Lumo Records. What we're about to hear is some really, really interesting stuff. This is definitely experimental jazz. There's also an expression called free jazz, where the musicians are just really creating and composing on the spot. This music has a little bit more of a framework than that. There is a composition in there, and I think that this shows some really incredible creative spirit happening in the moment and on the spot, improvised music. It's in a world where everything is more and more generated by computers and machines. I would defy any machine to come up with something as creative and interesting as this. This is the Lena Alemano Quartet. That's great stuff from Lena Alemano. She's an amazing musician, and I just love the fact that she also runs her own record label, Lumo Records. This is a person that really gets stuff done. That's amazing. Okay, a special treat for today's show. I've got an interview with a musician that I really, really admire and respect. His name is Teilhard Frost. Teilhard Frost is a musician that lives in the Kingston area. I believe he's still on Wolfe Island, and he specializes in Appalachian music, old-time music, and traditional folk music. And he was one of the founding members of a group called Shisham Lotus and Son, which was an amazing act. I'm not sure if they're still working anymore. Really great stuff. But a very gifted artist, very, very talented musician. I play a lot of his music on this show. He has an album called As the Crow Flies that I really, really love. So here's part one of my interview with Teilhard Frost. So I'm talking to Teilhard Frost, an amazing musician specializing in, although I will let Teilhard describe it himself, but the way that I hear it and understand it is that it's Appalachian music, roots traditional folk music, a very, very fine musician. Teilhard, say hi to everybody and introduce yourself, will you?
Hello, Canada. Nice to meet you.
How would you describe the music that you make, Teilhard?
Well, I'm a folk musician through and through. I've been in many bands through the years, and all of them have been pretty much all of them are acoustic music, which means requiring no batteries and no uploads, no downloads. In fact, yeah, I started in Toronto and played with a few bands. One was called the Subtonic Monks, and then another, the Clavier Congo, and then I helped form a band called the Garrison Creek Spelunkers, which turned into Flapjack. And the reason I bring up those three bands in particular is they, another one called Hobnail, and the two were related. But all of them were dance bands. Like there was a dance component to the music. And the Subtonic Monks turned into a dance band that started out as like a weird art, poetry. We had a candle in a bottle of water and a Jew's harp, jaw harp, anyways. There's always dancing, and so my music it's always somehow related to dancing, not like more sort of formal dancing without being formal. You know what I mean, like square dancing or son dancing, like salsa, that kind of thing. West African dance. I was in a troupe doing Middle Eastern music for belly dance, and I used to accompany dance classes in Toronto with a fellow named Ravi Nampally. And we, I always play for dancing, it seems. And I hadn't noticed that for years. I hadn't noticed that. And I got into the old time Appalachian music through friends in Flapjack, and my mom actually started me on it when I was a kid with a fiddle. Yeah, so the groove, like when I was a kid, I was a fiddler, and I was really into. Sorry, I'm kind of just rambling on now. Is that okay, Jay?
Yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah, continue.
So my mom got me a fiddle. I danced ballet when I was a kid, and I did some step dancing, like on my own, just sort of flat foot shuffle dancing, and I was really into the Appalachian music and Canadian tunes, like Canadian fiddle tunes, especially Ontario style fiddle tunes. And when I'd been playing around with all these different musicians and people from different countries, I totally loved it, but I realized that I was missing the fiddle and stuff that was closer to my grandparents' heritage. And my grandmother started a square dance club in her basement when my mom was little, and I only found that out later when I started running square dances myself. And my mom said, "Oh, well, here's a bunch of old records, books, and anyways." So I was excited to get into music that was closer to home, so to speak, and And the Appalachian fiddle tunes they're so groovy. Like they're so sort of not dirty, but like the fiddle tunes are a bit more greasy and a bit more like funky. And there's a pocket that you can go, ooh, yeah, wow, that's kind of badass. And yeah, so I sort of went down the Appalachian Ridge, and we were touring a lot down there too. So we were playing for square dances and contra dances with the band Flapjack and a couple others, playing in a couple of American bands. And we would tour the southern states a lot and play for these square dances. And I just had so much fun, and the tunes are so good. I just kept doing it and sort of left everything else. But then I didn't leave it for long. It wouldn't leave me alone. I continued to play all the Cuban and West African percussion, and I'm working on playing the ngoni now, the Kamala ngoni from Mali, Burkina Faso. And the banjo, of course, is West African, so it just everything's so tied together and related, you know.
It sounds like you got a lot of wide-ranging, a very wide-ranging palette of musical experiences there. But the thing is that
Yeah,
first of all, you took fiddle as a kid, and then
yeah,
you had other connections to draw you in, like in a family and a personal perspective to draw you into. I think you're pronouncing it as Appalachian music.
yeah. That's kind of how they say it down there,
Right, and but
Appalach.
the family connection to the music or that's pretty strong. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty strong. My mom was really into the Appalachian music, and my grandmother would sing me all the old ballads when she was putting me to bed. Not all of them, a few of them. And she was very Irish, but she was born in Canada, and so she had this lovely way of singing quietly to me before bed. And the funny thing, my mom was very musical. My dad's musical too. He comes from England, but he played the banjo in a sort of skiffle style, like in a more like jazz, ragtimey jazz style, and a horn player. But my mom would sing all these songs, and she'd never remember the lyrics, and so she'd just like dee 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 and dee lum them.
It's a great separation my friends they have caused me by bearing their spite that my favor was won. It's a great separation, likewise a vexation. There's no turning back from what we have all done. Eat, drink, and be jolly, care not for folly. Drown away sorrows in a bottle of wine. Pass it to the boys with the full flowing bumpers, and play on the fiddle to pass away time. Adieu to Bon County, I'm bound for to leave you, and seek my heart's fortune in some foreign land, where bottles and glasses are my greatest comfort. And when we do meet, we will join heart and hand. Eat, drink, and be jolly, care not for folly. Drown away sorrows in a bottle of wine. Pass it to the boys with the full flowing bumpers, and play on my fiddle to pass away time. Farewell to my friends and to my good old neighbors, likewise to the girl that I'll never see more. For this world it is wide and I'll roam it with pleasure. I don't care for no one that don't care for me. Eat, drink, and be jolly, care not for folly, drown away sorrows in a bottle of wine. Pass it to the boys with the full flowing bumpers, and play on my fiddle to pass away time. My fortune is small, but freely I own it. What little I have, it is all of my own. I might have lived longer to enjoy it with pleasure if my poor friends had left me alone. Eat, drink, and be jolly, care not for folly, drown away sorrows in a bottle of wine. Pass it to the boys with the full flowing bumpers, play on that fiddle to pass away time. I've money aplenty to bear my expenses. When it's all gone, I'll chop wood and make more. When death it comes o'er me, I'll freely go with it, pay up my last dues and go with it home. Eat, drink, and be jolly, care not for folly, drown away sorrows in a bottle of wine. Pass it to the boys with the full flowing bumpers, play on that fiddle to pass away time. Eat, drink, and be jolly, care not for folly, drown away sorrows in a bottle of wine. Pass it to the boys with the full flowing bumpers, and play on my fiddle to pass away time.
That was some music from Teilhard Frost, an amazing musician, and I'm going to continue just right now with part 2 of my interview with my interview with Teilhard Frost. Here we go.
I was offered a gig, Shisham and Lotus, my band Shisham and Lotus at the time, and Son. We were offered a gig at a ballad festival, and I felt kind of funny, like I had real imposter syndrome, and for good reason, because we didn't really sing any ballads. Like we sung, you know, like, what do you call them? Like couplets and stuff, like, I got a gal who lives next door, that kind of thing. And shoes and stockings all over the floor. And I thought, man, we don't really sing ballads. I feel a bit embarrassed to go down there. So I said, okay, look, dude, to myself, I have to start singing ballads and do it with either no accompaniment or do it with the fiddle accompaniment, which or banjo. But I love singing with the fiddle and telling that story. Which, when I was saying about the dancing, that is the other thing that I do love to do is try and provide sort of like a movie-like experience when you listen to an old ballad. You're asking, but that Adieu to Bond County, and that was one of the first ones where I thought, okay, I have to learn this terrible story of this guy. You don't even know what the hell's going on. And now I've accumulated quite starting to become a decent collection within my body.
You mentioned something there about imposter syndrome, and that my mind started to go there for a minute and started to think about that. I personally have encountered, and I know other musicians that have encountered questions about musical integrity, authenticity, and even cultural appropriation when coming to making music. And I've often found, and I wonder if you have any thoughts on this, man, is those types of questions don't tend to come from musicians, and often don't come from the people that
make the music that you make.
What's that?
Like the Cubans wouldn't come up and go, "Hey man, why are you doing this?" They'd come up and go, "Hey man, why are you doing this? It's amazing. Keep doing it."
No, no, absolutely right. And I personally found it, it's just my observation that music actually blows those borders away. What are your feelings in terms of authenticity in Appalachian music?
Well, I mean, I live, so just so folks know, I do live in Canada. I live on Wolf Island in Ontario, in the Thousand Islands, and I am actually closer to the states, the mainland states, than I am to mainland Ontario, which is just a funny point. But the way I look at it is like, especially, I don't go around saying I'm Appalachian, or I don't say, the thing with the fiddle tunes is that because they come usually from a shared, like the Appalachian tunes often have very similar roots to our fiddle tunes that we play in Canada, which originally came from Scotland, Ireland, and England, but also Switzerland and Austria and Germany, and but especially like Norway and Sweden. The Scandinavian fiddle tunes have made it here, and the Ukrainian type fiddle tunes and the Eastern European approach to the fiddle was hugely influential in Western, like where you are there in Alberta and BC, but Alberta and the prairies. The Ukrainian population was huge, and their fiddling tradition was insane, and they were a huge influence on why Canadian fiddling is what it is, like the crazy notiness of it, and the wild playing was a combination of Ukrainian, Polish, Scottish, and Norwegian, and French.
So the fusion and the mixtures are
But
there in the music already.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. So that's the thing to like Appalachian tunes are very specific. Like it is a thing. It's just like saying Cape Breton music or Ottawa Valley. See, the thing with the Ottawa Valley fiddle tunes is they're kind of more, they're closer to the Appalachian thing. And like if you just look at the landmass, like there was so much traffic going back and forth and people coming up and down. Anyway, my point is just that the Appalachian tunes are very specific to the different regions in Appalachia and the different bowing styles and the way people do it. But the way I approach it myself is that, like, I live on an island, and there were fiddlers here before me, and they brought tunes with them, and they learned tunes they'd hear on the radio, or their grandparents taught them, and like, generally, like I don't like when I tell people what I do, the fiddling and banjo side is rooted in Appalachia.
And that was some more of my interview with Teilhard Frost and some more of his music from the album And the Crow Flies. Going to switch gears now to Nate and the Busy Boys. Nate and the Busy Boys draw inspiration from vintage rock of the 50s and 60s, performed with equal parts technical precision and youthful abandon. Walking the line between pastiche and all-out camp, the Busy Boys are a rare combination of style and substance. What I like about these guys is basically it's really straight-ahead rock and roll with a lot of attitude and a good, solid sense of humor. There's a part of me that I've played a lot of different types of music and been musically adventurous, but there's a part that will always just come back to loving really good, loud, aggressive electric guitars and pounding drums and a good catchy melody. And I love it also when it's interspersed with a good, solid sense of humor. Here's Nate and the Busy Boys. All right, we're going to continue on now with a vocalist that I've really come to like. Just found her music recently, and it's really amazing stuff. Her name is Saya Gray. I hope I'm saying the first name right. It's S-A-Y-A, last name Gray. This is really, really beautiful stuff. A very, very powerful vocalist that's very emotional and engaging vocals. With a background of more of a digital sort of technological sound behind her. The vocals are also very ethereal, and I've just kind of really enjoy this song. This is a beautiful song, and I think she's an amazing singer. Here's a bit of a blurb on Saya Gray. Saya Gray is a Canadian musician. She has 4 albums or EPs, starting with her debut in 2022. Gray was born in 1995 and raised in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, growing up in the Beaches neighborhood of Toronto. She is of Japanese-Canadian descent. Her mother's family moved from Shizuoka Prefecture in Japan to Canada when her mother was 10 years old. Her father is a Scottish-Canadian jazz trumpet player who studied at the Berklee College of Music. She began playing the piano at a young age, eventually deciding around the age of 10 to play bass. So she's a multi-instrumentalist and a very, very gifted singer. Here is Saya Gray. Oh, that's beautiful stuff. I just love that. What a great voice. And speaking of a great voice, coming up next is a musician that has his own voice on the bass. This is a bass virtuoso. You would have heard me talk about this guy in an earlier episode when I was talking with Alexis Barreau, and we mentioned the bass legend virtuoso Rich Brown. Rich Brown has been an active member of Toronto's culturally diverse music scene since 1992. Influences such as Jaco Pastorius, Victor Bailey, Jimmy Haslip, and Elaine Caron fueled his passion for bass at the age of 17. Rich, there's a lot of musicians that talk about having their own sound. It is something that most musicians actually do put effort and work into. There really are only, frankly, a handful that can really say that they have their own sound. Rich Brown is definitely one of them. He is a very, very distinctive musician and bass player. And I had the privilege of playing with Rich a couple of times, and I've never heard anything quite like that before on the bass. This man is it's tempting to use the word genius, but that word might be a bit overused or improperly used in today's day and age. But just sit back and enjoy the sounds that one man can make on one instrument, on the bass. This is a person that can make it so that he doesn't actually need to have any other instruments around him, and will make the bass sound like an orchestra. It's amazing. Rich Brown.